Hello, and welcome to this episode. Today, I want to invite you to relax, find a comfortable place, and open your imagination. Because we are going to travel to a small and magical world. A world where a child teaches us the most important lessons about love, friendship, and what truly matters in life. Let's begin. The Little Prince. The story starts with a pilot who remembers his childhood dream of becoming an artist. When he was a child, he drew a picture of a snake that ate an elephant, but adults never understood his drawing. They always told him to focus on serious things. So, he stopped drawing. Years later, the pilot is an adult, and he works flying airplanes. One day, his airplane has a problem, and he must land in the Sahara Desert. He is alone, far from people, with only a little water to survive for a few days. The next morning, he hears a small voice. It says, "Please, draw me a sheep." The pilot is surprised. In front of him stands a little boy with golden hair, a gentle smile, and a scarf. This boy is the Little Prince. The pilot tries to draw a sheep, but the Little Prince does not like the first drawings. Finally, the pilot draws a simple box and says, "The sheep you want is inside the box." The Little Prince is happy, and this is how their friendship begins. As they talk, the Little Prince tells the pilot that he is from another planet, a very small one, called asteroid B6112. On his planet, there are 3 volcanoes and a beautiful flower, a rose. He loves this rose. He takes care of her every day. But the rose is proud and sometimes a little difficult. The Little Prince feels confused by her words and decides to travel to learn more about life. He visits many planets, and on each one, he meets an adult who represents a strange behavior. One planet has a king who thinks he can control everything. Another planet has a man who wants everyone to admire him. On the next planet, a businessman spends all his time counting stars, thinking he owns them. Then, he meets a drunk man who drinks to forget that he is ashamed of drinking, and a lamplighter who follows orders without thinking. Finally, a geographer who writes about places he has never seen. The Little Prince is confused. All these adults seem very strange. They forget what is important in life. They do not really see the world with their hearts. He feels that adults only care about numbers, work, and serious things. Then, the Little Prince arrives on Earth. At first, he feels lonely, but one day he meets a fox. The fox teaches him a very important lesson. One sees clearly only with the heart. What is essential is invisible to the eyes. The fox explains that love and friendship make someone special. Time and care are what make relationships beautiful. The Little Prince now understands that his rose is special. Not because she is the only rose in the universe, but because he chose her, cared for her, and spent time with her. She is unique to him because of their bond. With this new wisdom, the Little Prince decides he must return to his planet and his rose. He loves her, and he wants to take care of her again. Before he leaves, he tells the pilot that stars will always remind him of their friendship. When the pilot looks at the sky, he will hear laughter in the stars, as if the Little Prince is still there. At the end of his time in the desert, the Little Prince disappears, leaving the pilot with a feeling of sadness, but also a beautiful memory. The pilot fixes his plane and returns home, but he never forgets the Little Prince and the lessons he learned. This story reminds us of something very important. Sometimes adults forget what truly matters. We focus on work, numbers, problems, and serious things. But life is not only about that. Life is about friendship, love, imagination, and seeing the world with our hearts. The Little Prince teaches us to take care of the people we love, to see beauty in simple things, and to never lose the child that lives inside us. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope this story touched your heart, just like it has touched the hearts of millions around the world. If you enjoyed it, feel free to listen again, or share it with someone who needs a little magic today. Until next time, keep your heart open, stay curious, and remember, What is essential is invisible to the eyes. Goodbye for now.